Hey, good morning. So this video is going to be something I meant to do for quite a while, but I haven't shown any good close-ups of how I'm operating the worm farm. And maybe I might call it more than a worm farm, because it's doing some different things here that I didn't always expect. Anyway, I built this last summer, and it's about 23 feet long, about 2 blocks deep. Can hold about 5 yards if it was totally full with worm compost. And the goal here is to replace any outside fertilizer on the property. I don't want to have to buy any more fertilizer. So I originally stocked this with just a couple of pounds of worms. I used the Indian blue worms, and the original stuff I put in was decomposed tree trimmer mulch, fairly decomposed. So right now you see there's a lot of different things in here. We can look at it. You can see banana plants are coming up. I'll get back to that in a minute. I see papaya seedlings coming up. I see watermelon seedlings coming up. This is banana trunks here. I see, oh, there's a ice cream bean. I believe what happened, I had ice cream beans, and some of them looked like they were rotten, and so I just threw them in there, and sure enough, some of them actually grew. And pumpkins coming up. So what I've done I made the first harvest earlier this year. I harvested this section first, from over here to over there. Then I harvested this section from here to there. And the next harvest I plan to make is from here to there. That's pretty much the original substrate that I put in. This is all in progress. The rest of it has been refilled with organic matter. So today I've got watermelon rind. I've got a thing here with coffee grounds, mango, and tomatoes, whatever came out of the kitchen today. So I do that every day. Bring it down, maybe every 2 days. Just bring that down here, put it in, wash it out, take it back up to the kitchen, and that's how we keep that stuff moving. So I found they really like banana trunks. They like bananas, of course. They like any kind of fruit, anything sweet, anything good like that's juicy especially. They will eat dry stuff to an extent. It needs to be moistened. They can't eat completely dry material, but if it's moistened, they'll eat it. So one thing I've experimented out first with the banana stems, and what they really like, they're probably not in these yet, but what they really like is the center right here in the middle, the juicy parts. But it's all juicy. They eventually will go in and eat everything. And I also put in, I had to uproot some banana mats, the whole banana mat. Some of them were 10 feet wide, because you have to thin them out every once in a while. And these were in the way of other trees, so the trees had to have the room. So when I dug out these banana clumps, you get a root ball that's big as a watermelon. I used a machete, chopped them up, and I got pieces more or less like that. I'm gonna dig down now. Maybe I should warn you, if you're if you're freaked out about creepy crawlies and bugs and so on, this is probably not the video for you. The rest of it, if you can get beyond that, it'll be fine. It's kind of interesting if you're not worried about it. Anyway, I'm going to dig down, show you what's in here. So these are chunks of the banana trunks that they've already started working on, and it's probably one of the more active parts of the worm farm. There's all kinds of stuff. There's one of the worms right there. There's a little baby right there, and I thought I had a bigger one. Let's go in here. They like this kind of juicy, decaying stuff. Now there's plenty of millipedes in here, big and small. Let me see if I can find an adult worm in here. They run around. This is maybe not the greatest video. It's going to be kind of jumpy. Well, that's not the easiest way to do it today. They're not cooperating. They must be over on the other side. Let me get a tray here. I'll do this and just bring out a whole bunch we can examine. See if that will work. Dig way on down in here. So what we have is the root mass of banana tree that's decomposing. So it's a combination. There's some decomposition from insects as well as just decomposing. Well, sure enough, there's one right there. So that's one of the Indian blue worms right there. There he is. Good look at him. In this section, it's pretty moist. Seems to be ideal for them. There's plenty of millipedes in here of all sizes. Then there's other little things. I don't even know what that is. Some kind of a beetle, maybe. I've put in a little bit of everything in here. Now this section's kind of interesting. This section, bananas on top, but underneath I have a different ecosystem. What I did, I had chaya and tithonia material that I chopped. It's hard to get rid of. Very, very moist. And you can see it rotted down. It turned into like kind of stinky. And what you get when it's that kind of conditions is this guy. Some of these got a lot. Some places it's thick. And that's black soldier fly larvae. Some people actually are using those. There's another one. They're using those as a chicken feed. They're high protein feed. They're growing themselves, not having to use buy chicken feed. So this section is still a little mucky. It got actually hot. It's probably too hot for worms. I don't know. I haven't seen worms in this section. One problem is they weren't really introduced in this section. I haven't added them because it was too hot. It took time to compost and break down. It seems like the worms, they're not the primary. They tend to go after things that are already partly decomposed. And then they do more like the finish work. So I'm going to bring the bin back down here, and we'll look at the more finished stuff. So there's one of the small, let's see, if I can get it. Yeah, there's one of the small, where is he? Yeah, young millipede right there. He's hiding, he's getting away. But this is the more finished worm compost. When I open that up, you can see stuff just running. You see spiders, you see roly-polies, you see there's a black, I think I saw a black soldier fly had been in there. Yep, that's the black soldier fly. I believe that one is already pupated and gone. So the fly starts out as a larva like that, but there's nothing there. That's empty. He's already turned into an adult, or she, and gone. One interesting thing is, I didn't expect. Look at what is right there. All these little snails. I don't know what they are, but there's millions of them. They tend to be in here. So what should I call this? Should I call this a worm bin? There's more of those little snails. Should I call it a worm bin? Should I call it a multi-species bioreactor? I don't know what you call it. Anyway, this is what I plan to harvest, and it's pretty much finished. Yeah, there's a couple little beetles of some kind in there. All kinds of little stuff. There's still worms in here, in this upper section. Most of them are young, hatching worms. They're very hard to see. I might be able to get a zoom in on it. Anyway, this is the material I use. So my strategy for harvesting it is I take off the very top 6 inches, and I'll take that material and put it over in here like a seeding. So that material over down there, the top 6 inches will have some active worms. It will have some cocoons and some baby worms. I'll seed into this section, and then everything on the bottom, which is all finished, I'll remove and use it as fertilizer. The other one little feature, there's a drain that runs down the middle of this, a drain pipe. It's in the concrete floor. This has a concrete floor. The floor is sloped this way and that way, and there's a drain pipe down the middle. And I have a facility here where the drain, any excess moisture will come out and go into this container, and that could be used as a fertilizer, or I can just pour it back onto the compost and recycle that material. So there's one more thing I'd like to mention. This project has had some unexpected results. So my propagation shade house is right next to it, and what I'm finding is there must be some little holes, or they're able to crawl out of the worm bin, because it's just a block wall. Somehow they're able to get out, and under every pot there are worms. There's earthworms in here. Every pot has earthworms in it. So what's happening? Well, they're fertilizing all my plants in the pots. They're actually fertilizing potted plants. And it could be good and could be bad. Maybe you can figure out why it might be bad. Obviously, if they make nutrition for the potted plants, containers need that. They can't get it any other way unless it comes in. So it could be a good thing. One other one, I'm going to walk quick because this is getting to be a long video. I'm going to walk quick over here. Show you a place where I used the compost. And I've used it on mostly trees that are in the ground. Give them a boost. Mostly young trees. Older trees, I don't know if I need to. If it's something special, maybe I will. I might put some on my avocados this year. So this section of the food forest is focused on soursop, which is one over there, soursop tree. Pigeon pea is the overstory for now. Napier grass is the inner plant between the tree rows. And ultimately, achachai roots, the Bolivian mangosteen tree. So I put in the worm castings around the tree, put some mulch on top, and at the same time, I planted cantaloupe, watermelon, and papaya. So wherever I'm using this, it's planting other things because they survived. Evidently the seeds survived through the worm compost, didn't break down. Recent seeds. Over here I was looking earlier and I even found some chaya seedlings. So I got little seedlings of different kinds. I see some over there, some there. Every place I've used this compost. So probably what I should do is put in some tomatoes and broccoli seeds. If I had, it's almost like a seed mix with fertilizer. So that's the end of the video showing about the worm farm. Hope you enjoyed it. And see you later. It's time for me to start harvesting bamboo shoots today. I've got maybe 100 pounds. Bye.